Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
New details at 9 about an apparent road rage shooting that left 2 people hurt. What San Antonio police say happened and why you should be on the lookout.
It was just boom, just one big sound.
A massive home explosion in the heart of Brooklyn. How residents are responding to that wake-up call and what authorities say happened there in your morning headlines with David Sears.
It made us worried that we could be dealing with a new variant.
Researchers were correct. We take you inside the South African lab that first discovered the Omicron variant for a look at what the process was like, breaking the news to the world.
And COVID testing still critical to keep cases down in schools, especially now with the threat of the Omicron variant. Coming up, a nonprofit providing testing services in schools, explaining how they are keeping an eye on this new strain.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday, December 2nd.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you're having a great week so far. 62 degrees doesn't really feel like December yet, and it's been super foggy all morning long.
Yeah, that's right. Since we went on the air at 4:30 this morning, even during the break, let's get an update because Justin said it will burn off at some point.
Give it about another hour or so. I think we're going to see some improvement. We already are seeing some out there, but looking at that shot, you wouldn't know it. Still pretty thick in spots, and there's still going to be some problem areas out there if you're going to be out and about traveling. So let's look at live cam real quick. It's 61 at the airport. Calm winds, dew point and temperature close together. As far as the forecast for the visibility, it's going to be close to 0 here over the next, I'd say, half hour or so. But as we get towards 10 o'clock, visibility will improve very quickly, and then we'll start to see some sun. I think as we get into the afternoon, it will be warmer. Visibility around the area close to 0 at Stinson. Same story at the airport. Bernie Stage, Castroville, Hondo, New Braunfels. And basically everywhere you see on that map, fog is a problem, and that's most of Bexar County too. Fredericksburg, close to 0, and this extends all the way down to the coast. So it is widespread, and there will be some travel issues. That dense fog advisory is going to go until 10 a.m. this morning. It was extended for another hour and pushed west just a little bit to account for some of that fog in Medina County. As far as temperatures are concerned, we're in the 60s up and down the I-35 corridor. You'll find some slightly cooler numbers as you get into the hill country. 51 Kerrville, 49 right now in Fredericksburg. Forecast calls for 66 noontime, but we're up to 76 this afternoon. Some passing high clouds, and then there is a small chance for a few showers coming up tomorrow morning. We'll take a look at that forecast. Plus, the drought monitor is in. We'll let you know where we stand there coming up in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right. Thank you, Justin. A quick look at the roads with TransGuide. There's a look at I-10 right now. Traffic moving there at Culebra. And there's a look there at 37 at Jones Avenue. Not too much fog there, although like this shot, a lot of fog over there at I-37 at Indian Hills.
We'll keep an eye on it for you. Here's today's 9 at 9.
Today, President Joe Biden is expected to unveil his plan for combating COVID-19 this winter as scientists continue to learn more about the Omicron variant. The president says his plan does not include lockdowns or major restrictions, but suggests travel measures could be put in place, such as extending the transportation mask mandate.
The first known case of the Omicron variant has been confirmed in the U.S. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the person was a traveler coming in from South Africa. They tested positive a couple days after returning to the U.S. and all close contacts have been notified. Fauci says they have all tested negative. The person is reportedly showing mild symptoms.
A new poll by the Kaiser Family Foundation shows most American adults plan to get booster shots. 60% of people surveyed say they will get the booster or already have one. Meanwhile, only 48% of adults say they feel optimistic about vaccines, which is down from 66% in January.
In his first sit-down interview since the shooting that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza on the set of the movie Rust, Alec Baldwin is speaking out. The actor sat down with George Stephanopoulos in an hour-long ABC News special that will air tonight at 7 right here on KSAT 12.
In an unprecedented move, the Women's Tennis Association is suspending all tournaments in China and Hong Kong. The WTA CEO says Chinese officials have failed to address sexual assault allegations made by Peng Shuai last month against a retired senior Communist Party leader.
For the first time since 1994, MLB players are locked out of the league. The work stoppage comes after Major League Baseball's agreement with the Players Association expired last night. The league's 30 owners voted to lock out players while negotiations are underway. This means no trades, no free agent signings, and no players allowed inside club facilities.
The supply chain crunch may be having an effect on future sales or iPhones. Bloomberg is reporting that Apple has told suppliers demand is slowing for the latest model, the iPhone 13. It's already hard to find because of a lack of computer chips, but now Apple is warning that potential buyers may skip this version altogether.
Good news for some bank account holders. Capital One, now the latest bank to ditch overdraft fees. Several other banks, including Ally and PNC, have made similar moves this year.
It's officially the holiday season because the Rockefeller Christmas tree is now lit. The lighting ceremony took place last night in New York City. Rockefeller Center says the tree lights will be on from 6 in the morning until midnight daily. And that's today's 9 and 9.
Quick traffic update right now. We want to take you as Justin adjusts the cameras. We've got a minor accident we want to tell you about. 90 eastbound at Zarzamora. Now, it's a minor, but it's affecting up to 3 lanes of traffic right now. We're having a hard time getting that camera to come up, but once we get it for you, we'll bring it to you a little bit later in the newscast. Well, top stories we're following today. San Antonio police say 2 people injured, a suspect on the run after an apparent road rage shooting on the northeast side. We also know a 3-year-old girl was in one of the vehicles involved.
That shooting happened just before 9 last night in the 4500 block of Schertz Road near Avenida Prima Street and Pescada Drive. Police say a car traveling south pulled over and stopped on the side of the road there. Another vehicle pulled up next to that car and someone inside opened fire. A 21-year-old woman was taken to Brooke Army Medical Center in critical condition. A 19-year-old man was also taken to the hospital and he is in stable condition. Police say they do not have a suspect right now or a description of the car they were driving.
A 19-year-old man in jail this morning accused of kidnapping and raping a 58-year-old woman.
That incident began on Sunday at a west side car wash on Frio City Road just north of Highway 90.
This is Francisco Juarez Gonzalez. The arrest affidavit states that he kidnapped the woman at gunpoint, forced her to drive them both in her car to another location where he's accused of raping her. The report says Gonzalez dropped the woman off somewhere on the south side before he drove her vehicle back to the car wash and left in his own vehicle.
Police later used surveillance video to find him and to arrest him. He now faces aggravated kidnapping and aggravated sexual assault charges. Gonzalez told police the encounter was consensual. In your morning headlines, the latest on that Michigan high school shooting, and a building in Brooklyn explodes.
Plus, a 7-story rescue in the state of Florida, and timing is absolutely everything. Here's David Sears.
It's usually location.
That's true.
Location. Today it's timing. We'll get to that in just a second for you. But first, let's start with this. A 4th person has died after that shooting at a Michigan high school, along with 1 more dead. More details about the shooting have been revealed along with the charges. According to investigators, the 15-year-old shooter came out of the school bathroom with his firearm and just started shooting. He got off more than 30 rounds, still had 18 rounds left in the gun. The shooter went before a judge yesterday. He has been charged as an adult with 4 counts of first-degree murder. He also faces terrorism and other charges. Investigators don't believe he targeted any particular students. The shootings were at close range but were random. The suspect did have videos on his phone talking about the shooting and killing students.
And I am absolutely sure, after reviewing the evidence, that it isn't even a close call. It was absolutely premeditated.
The parents of the teenager could also be facing charges. The gun used, a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, was reportedly purchased by the father of the suspect on Black Friday. The suspect could face life in prison if convicted. Eyes right here. Watch this. Let me get out of the way. Watch this right over there. Watch. Yeah, see that? Here, we'll do it again for you. Watch that building right there. Just explodes. That is a building blowing up on a Brooklyn block yesterday morning. 6 people were injured. Thank goodness no one seriously. And you can see debris like a door blown clear across the street. One of the residents said when he got home the evening before, he could literally smell something was wrong.
I smelled gas when I came home from work around noon. I parked my car, my vehicle, and I smelled it. Something wasn't right. Walking up the stairs is getting stronger, so I called him right away. He says, don't worry, I'm taking care of it. I have somebody working on it now.
Yeah, 12 hours later, boom. About 40 people displaced, not to mention Christmas being scarred for now. Investigators still trying to figure out what caused that explosion. All right, let's take it to South Florida. You're looking at a rescue were 7 floors up. A scaffolding collapsed after a cable snapped. There were 2 workers on the scaffolding hanging on for dear life. The firefighter repelled from the roof to rescue one of the guys. They were able to get him in a harness and then get him, with the help of the firefighter, all the way down to the ground. The other worker was saved with a ladder bucket. The guy who was lowered by the harness was taken to the hospital to get checked out. He was in that tight harness so long, started getting numb. Those 2 guys were doing some concrete work as part of a restoration project on that building. And finally, guy changing the time to get out of this guy's way. Watch out. I'm going to get out of the way all the way together. Watch out. Bam. Look at that. That's a state trooper who was assisting the guy that was the owner of that car trying to change a tire, it looked like, when that truck came barreling through there. But watch how fast the trooper just turns, looks, and then goes over the wall. That's what we're talking about, timing. If he doesn't turn his head, could really be disastrous. But everybody was okay.
They both saw him coming, didn't they?
They did.
Yep.
So that's being on the side of the road, changing a tire, or just doing it, whatever you need to do when your car breaks down is a dangerous thing. So
every day now.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the time.
All right,
Glad
David.
they're okay, though.
Yep.
Thank you, David. Right now, 9:08, about 62 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
And ahead in our next half hour, our defenders break down a month-long investigation into how CPS Energy is spending your money.
But first, we take you to Hillcrest Elementary, where a different kind of tests, different kinds of tests are taking place. COVID tests. Tiffany Huertas has details after the break.
And we're going to look outside again with TransGuide. There's that accident we were talking about there on Highway 90 at Zarzamora Road. We were told that 3 lanes of traffic were blocked off. It looks like some of them are moving right now, but again, we have a minor accident happening right there. So
eastbound 90.
Eastbound 90.
Yes, ma'am.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Republic of Texas Window Company.
Hi, I'm Dana with Republic of Texas Window Company, here to wish our veterans and first responders a very Merry Christmas.
As concerns mount about that COVID-19 variant Omicron, a nonprofit is providing testing services in our community to keep an eye on that new strain.
Community Labs continues testing in several schools in our community, and the president says testing continues to be a strong tool in the fight against COVID-19.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from Hillcrest Elementary here in San Antonio, where Community Labs is testing students this morning. Tiffany, how many local districts has Community Labs partnered with?
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. Community Labs has already partnered with 11 school districts just here in Bexar County. But take a look behind me. Look at these cute, strong faces, and they're so brave this morning. They're testing here students at Hillcrest Elementary School. The nonprofit conducts weekly PCR tests at local school districts, and test results are returned within 24 hours. And to talk more about the testing, Sal Weber, president of Community Labs, joins us. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Talk to us about this testing. What is the latest on testing here in San Antonio?
Yeah, so we test about 50,000 school children in and around San Antonio every week, and we do it week in, week out. We're finding that, unfortunately, we are starting to see more positives show up.
And now with this new variant, what type of variants have you already discovered through the testing in San Antonio?
Yeah, so we don't have confirmation that the new variant is here. We do have confirmation that our tests can detect the new variant, though. So that's very good. That's some confidence. We've had our scientists in touch with the scientists at Thermo Fisher, and so we have that confirmation.
How are you all keeping a close eye on this new Omicron variant?
So we knew going into the Thanksgiving break that we were likely to see more positives coming out of Thanksgiving. And so for the San Antonio ISD, the week before Thanksgiving, we had 0 positives. This week so far, we've already had 40. So we were geared up for that. We were ready for that. We met with administrators, made sure school nurses were ready to inform parents. This is the same pattern that we saw last year.
So are you all confident that with this testing, it's going to help schools cases go down?
Absolutely. So at the beginning of the school year, we had very high positivities in August and September. Each week as we discovered positive cases, those students were taken out of school and the overall rate came down. And so we're positive that we can help schools stay open. And that's our main mission. When
students return back from the holidays, will there be more testing?
There will, yes. Yes, we are planning on testing coming back from holidays. As I said, we don't see transmission happening in school. Generally, when we find a positive case in talking to school nurses, those cases are from somebody else in the house. And so when they ask, hey, is there anyone else in the family who's maybe been positive, that's what we find. And so we find transmissions happening outside of school, not inside of school.
What are scientists and other health experts telling you about this new variant, Omicron?
So we've been told that it's more transmissible, but likely milder symptoms. And so that's what we know so far.
Perfect. And obviously, we're seeing that this is so easy to do here at schools. The little ones are getting into it, and it's just a great thing for the schools. Thank you so much for joining us. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. And some people tell our news crews that they are eager to get ahead of the virus by getting their COVID-19 vaccine. And this is what the Alamo Dome looked like last night. However, the Omicron variant is not the only reason why these people are choosing to get their shot.
I mean, I don't want to wind up getting sick. I'm already 48, so I want to stay healthy.
We are getting Emily's second shot so that she can be fully vaccinated. We're looking forward to going to the movies. And scared. She's scared, but we're excited to go to Fiesta, Texas, and all the places that we've been.
Disney World.
Disney World.
If you'd like to get shot, the Alamo Dome is offering them today from noon to 8. Now, heads up, they're going to be closed tomorrow for the big UTSA championship game. Appointments are not required when they are open.
That's right. You'll see a lot of cars out there, but not for the vaccine tomorrow.
And it seems like winter is nowhere in sight as far as holiday weather in South Texas, Justin Horn.
It has been so warm. I told you guys a little bit earlier this morning, I was putting out Christmas lights yesterday, and I got a swarm of mosquitoes around me. It just isn't right. But yes, it has been warm, and it's going to be warm for the foreseeable future. The warmth and the humidity has led to some fog this morning. Let's look at the visibility. Now, it doesn't look great here, but we are seeing some improvement. Visibility is trying to come up in places like Port SA. Still close to zero, though, Bernie Stage, Castroville, New Braunfels, and at the airport, down to about 1/10 of a mile. We'll keep tabs on it. I think by the end of the show, we will start to see these numbers come up some. And just looking at some of the TransGuide cameras, I think it is getting slightly better out there. Fredericksburg still close to zero when it comes to visibility. Pleasanton, Kennedy, Beeville, this whole area, it's been widespread, and that's why we have that dense fog advisory that's going to go until 10 a.m. this morning. It was extended another hour, so we still have about another 45 minutes before that expires. Here's a look at the time lapse, and you can see the fog rolling right there, and then you just can't see anything. It has stayed pretty thick. Yeah, we can start to see some traffic there, so we know the visibility is improving ever so slightly. 61 degrees at the airport. Dew point is at 60. And there's a look at the numbers. 60 Gonzales, 61 New Braunfels, 58 in Uvalde. It's a little cooler up here in the whole country. 48 right now at Junction, 51 up there in Fredericksburg. As far as the dew point is concerned, it's been high this morning. One of the reasons we got the fog. It stays high through the weekend, so we'll see some more patchy fog. Probably not as bad as what we were looking at this morning, but some patchy fog nonetheless. Then a front comes through early Monday. That drops the dew point briefly, just for a day, because the dew points jump back up on Tuesday. And eventually by Wednesday, we have another shot for some light rain. Visible satellite picture shows you some of the high clouds drifting over top of the fog. Now, the fog's hard to kind of make out here, but you can kind of see it there. Those are the clouds that look like they're not moving. That's the fog, but multiple layers here. And I think we'll see some sun this afternoon once the fog clears out. Here's the big picture across the country, and what's remarkable here is there's just not much going on. We've got some showers and a little bit of snow up across the far northeastern portion of the country, but nothing really here across the middle part of the United States, or certainly not Texas. The drought monitor is in, and we can show you that things are getting a little bit worse. We've had quite a bit of drought out across West Texas and parts of our area too. This is today. And as we zoom in a little bit closer here to San Antonio area, we're still seeing some drought holding on, severe drought, in fact, out towards Carrizo Springs and there along the border. So still some problems. We would like to see some improvement there. There are some small chances of rain coming up as we get into tomorrow. So this is 5 o'clock today, a little bit of clearing, and then as a little disturbance rolls through during tomorrow, during the morning hours tomorrow, we may start to see a couple of showers pop up. By noontime, that's probably moving out. Still seeing a few showers around the lunch hour. By the afternoon, though, things do clear out and temperatures Will still be warm tomorrow afternoon. 76 today, southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Extended forecast 20% chance of rain tomorrow. 77 Saturday, 79 Sunday. Another small chance of rain early on Monday as the front comes through. That does cool us down a little bit, and we get yet another front on Wednesday with a small chance of rain, guys.
All right, we'll take these tiny little fronts
It's something.
for now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
Right now, 921, about 62 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9. Holiday decorating causes an uptick in hospital visits this time of year. We have some tips on how you can avoid being part of that statistic.
Many of you have likely started decorating for Christmas or the holidays. Justin Horn says he put his lights up with the help of a bunch of mosquitoes last night.
I was going to say that. The mosquitoes helped them as well. Hospitals say they see an uptick in injuries around this time from people not being careful while they decorate.
The most dangerous part of that is the ladder and falling, especially when you're putting them up in these weather conditions where it might be cold, rainy, wet, or even icy.
Dr. Thomas Waters is an emergency medicine physician for the Cleveland Clinic. He says the best way to stay safe is to only hang lights on the lower level where you don't need a ladder. However, if you're going to use a ladder to get up to the roof, be sure you have someone down below holding the bottom.
And be mindful of the weather. So here in San Antonio, we really don't have the chilly temperatures yet, but overheating can still happen with mild temperatures. As for other tips, carefully examine all of your Christmas lights and throw away any with frayed wires or broken bulbs.
These are typically things you pull out once a year. You should inspect them once you pull them out and then inspect them again once you put them away for the season.
Also, avoid hanging lights on anything that could be flammable, and don't overload your electrical sockets. When in doubt, Dr. Waters says it just might be better to pay a professional to handle some of this.
Across the country, emergency medical services are understaffed, and it's a problem affecting rural Bexar County as well. Acadian Ambulance Services has had the 911 contract for most of the Bexar County for a decade now. In that time, they have never experienced a shortage this severe. That's what they're saying. Now, looking at Texas as a whole, in 2019, about 46% of certified medics were working on ambulances. So far this year, that number has dropped to more than 27%.
We've been working with the legislature to find some new programs to increase EMS education in rural areas. We're looking at distance learning programs.
Now, Acadian is starting to pay people to go to EMT and paramedic school. Already certified paramedics are eligible for a $10,000 sign-on bonus in our area. Last month, in a special session, the Texas legislature passed Senate Bill 8, allocating just under $22 million to emergency medical services. The funding is going to go towards incentives, funding education programs, and prioritizing rural and underserved areas.
And there's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Still ahead, we're taking a look inside the lab in South Africa, where researchers are trying to determine just how severe the Omicron variant is.
UPay and CPS executives spend. The defenders are revealing the spending habits of CPS's top leadership, discovered during a month's investigation that sent up red flags. That's coming up next.
Welcome back to GMSA at 9. $700 limousine rides, expensive steak dinners, and you paid for it as CPS Energy changes its top leadership and tries to raise your utility bills. Our defenders, in a months-long investigation, uncovered sky-high executive spending.
Our investigative team examined more than 4,300 pages of purchasing records of longtime president and CEO Paula Gold-Williams, who is set to leave the utility company next month. Those records also include her former chief operating officer, Fred Bonniwell, who resigned earlier this fall. Dylan Collier has this Defenders report.
On November 13, 2018, then CPS Energy executive Fred Bonniwell charged breakfast, lunch, and dinner to his corporate credit card. 3 square meals in a single day paid by you, the taxpayer. The defenders reviewed expense sheets and receipts for Bonniwell from his tenure with the public utility and found that he was a prolific spender of other people's money. Bonniwell, who made well over $300,000 a year, routinely charged multiple meals a day to his card, often at some of San Antonio's splashiest restaurants, and often with other CPS executives in tow. Bonniwell, who resigned as chief operating officer in October, days after the defenders exposed past complaints against him, ate at this brunch place north of downtown on more than 100 occasions, sometimes several times a week.
There's an absolute ratepayer scandal underway in San Antonio. I think the documents show nothing less.
James Quintero is a policy director with the Texas Public Policy Foundation. After reviewing the paperwork, he offered this analysis.
My big takeaway from this is that you have a small cadre of top officials who are whining and dining on the public dime, and it's costing San Antonio ratepayers money and it's eroding public trust.
And it doesn't end there. The same records also indicate that Bonniwell frequently used this luxury chauffeur service for rides to and from the San Antonio airport. During one trip to the Midwest in January 2019, Bonniwell used a different chauffeur company to take him from Kalamazoo, Michigan to Chicago's Midway Airport. The cost for the 2.5-hour drive, more than $729. Bonniwell's 2019 purchasing card expenditures totaled well over $53,000, higher than the median household income in San Antonio that year, according to U.S. Census data. But the utility was already well aware of spending concerns with him. 2 internal ethics complaints filed that year specifically targeted Bonniwell's use of the card, including one that asked why he was permitted to have an open-ended budget. The expense sheets were also signed by President and CEO Paula Gold-Williams. Gold-Williams' purchasing records, covering her entire tenure as CPS Energy's leader, also raised questions. Among the more than $14,000 in payments for luxury chauffeurs is this charge to take her from a Washington, D.C. hotel to Reagan National Airport. More than $225 spent to travel less than 7 miles.
It is time to rein that in.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, an ex officio member of the utilities board, says Gold-Williams' scheduled departure from the agency next month provides a good opportunity to establish rules on proper spending procedures.
You would expect office expenses to be normal parts of operational needs of any business, but in terms of extravagant expenses being made using public resources, that is something that needs to stop.
Gold-Williams also used her corporate card to make close to $9,600 in flower and gift basket purchases. Many included gift messages suggesting they were made on behalf of CPS Energy, but others included no description at all, leaving us to guess whether those purchases were professional or personal. Gold-Williams appeared to abandon the practice in August 2018. Is that normal behavior?
No. When you have a situation like that, I think there's an immediate red flag that comes to mind. Taxpayer money is meant for public purposes, not private affairs. And so this definitely falls into the questionable camp, particularly in a time like this where you have so many taxpayers and ratepayers struggling to put food on the table. There's simply no justification for it.
For the defenders, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
All right, a couple things. CPS Energy officials offered no response to this story, even after we provided them specific purchases we were looking at.
And officials confirmed that Fred Bonniwell was paid nearly $81,000 in his final paycheck, including more than $65,000 in unused vacation time.
Now, that is something that we learned hours after CPS Energy officials proposed a rate hike. If it's approved, it would be the first increase we've seen in 8 years.
The company wants to increase rates by more than 3%, and that's about $5 extra a month for the average customer. The hike would change the base rate and fuel charges. Now, keep in mind these changes are still being disputed. Once that's settled, it's possible we'll see another increase. CPS Energy plans to discuss that in 2 years. And when it comes to this rate increase, City Council plans to take a vote on January 13th.
You can be sure we're going to watch this. We have an article on our website that details the latest proposal. Check it out on KSAT.com.
And a quick look outside with a live cam. Whoa, it's foggy out there still. Well, at least in some areas, you know, some of the cameras, it doesn't look too bad.
There is some improvement going on. I mean, I'm looking at the airport and I see the sun trying to shine through there. So it's still pretty spotty. It's patchy fog now, and there's still going to be a couple problem spots. But I think within the hour, especially after we get past 10 a.m., you're going to start to see things get better. I want to show you a picture here on our KSAT Connect. Yvonne sent this in. And that's just some of the fog out there around SeaWorld. It was thick really anywhere you go here in San Antonio. Yvonne, as always, we appreciate those photos. There's a look at the airport I mentioned. You can see the sun now. So that picture has improved dramatically. Looking at visibility around the area, still a quarter of a mile. Stinson down to Pleasanton, Castroville, Hondo, Bernie Stage and New Braunfels, still kind of the two big problem areas where the fog is still close to, or causing visibility to be close to zero. Dense fog advisory is still in effect for another 20 minutes or so. That includes much of the I-35 corridor. Temperatures 50s and 60s. We're at 61 here in town. We'll make it into the 70s this afternoon. We will see some sun from time to time. Also some the cloud cover gets a little thicker tonight and maybe a couple of showers tomorrow morning. We'll detail that forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. A quick look out at TransGuide. There's Loop 410 at New Braunfels. It looks like some sort of stalled vehicle, but traffic is moving slowly there. And as you can see in this camera, not a whole lot of fog, but there are still some fog out there in some of those areas.
Really brightening up there at 410 in New Braunfels. Well, scientists in South Africa working to learn about the severity of the Omicron variant and the vaccine effectiveness against it.
CNN David McKenzie got inside access to the South African lab where scientists discovered the new variant.
After tracking COVID for many months at this lab, Janine Duplessis is bracing herself.
Have you seen a lot more positive cases in the last few weeks?
Yes, we have.
First a trickle, then a flood. At the Wits lab, they're studying a disturbing variant of an old foe.
It's still too early to actually tell. There's so much that is so unknown about the variant. Everyone feels a little bit of hopelessness in a moment like that.
This lab is really at the coalface of the COVID response. You know, they're expanding so fast, they're putting their samples in freezers right here in the hallway. They come in shifts, and as this wave develops, they'll be operating 24 hours a day.
They know how bad it gets. This was Delta's awful impact in Johannesburg. In July, patients stacked in hallways, struggling to breathe, in exclusive footage obtained by CNN. At the Wits lab and all across the globe, they're trying to understand whether Omicron is more transmissible, deadlier, whether it breaks through existing COVID-19 vaccines.
What does it feel like that the entire world is hanging on this discovery that was figured out here initially?
Yeah, so I mean, it does feel a bit sort of surreal when you watch the news and you see the impact it's having globally, and you're thinking, wow, you know, it's sort of affecting stock markets and and airlines and people's travel plans. You know, you kind of don't plan on having that sort of ripple effect.
A spike in cases first happened in Pretoria, with a cluster infection at this technical university. But hints of a new variant were first detected by scientists and pathologists at Lancet Laboratories. In early November, they spotted a strange anomaly in their positive PCR tests. Then it happened over and over again. It reminded them of tests for the Alpha variant, first detected more than a year ago in the UK.
What was it like to see this anomaly cropping up again?
Well, it was a bit disturbing because it made us worry that we were dealing with something new. And because it coincided with an increase in positivity rates, it made us worried that we could be dealing with a new variant.
Lancet urgently notified South Africa's genomics team. Within days, they described and made public disturbing details of the highly mutated virus. Much of the world shut off travel from southern Africa. And scientists here say they are now struggling to fly in critical reagent for their lab work to understand Omicron.
Why was it so important to alert everybody about this?
Especially with the reaction of the world to southern Africa on the announcement of the variant. So, you know, a lot of people say, well, why don't you just keep quiet about what you find? But what's important is we know that a new variant is likely to cause an increase in cases, whether they be more severe or not.
David McKenzie, CNN, Johannesburg.
And we have a quick update to tell you about firefighters at the scene of a fire at a building at the 500 block of Urban Loop. That is actually right off of Cesar Chavez, right off the highway, right across the street from police headquarters. We know that 16 units were in that area, so we will keep you updated as we get more information on this fire.
That's 35 Cesar Chavez area near
yes.
Santa Rosa, right?
Right off the highway.
Okay. 9:41, about 63 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And coming up after the break, a reason to smile this morning, how a 6-year-old coach is inspiring others around the world with his pint-sized pep talk.
6-year-old coach? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And welcome back. It's 9:45. Sometimes a good pep talk can make all the difference, and it also who it comes from can matter too.
Pint-sized coach is motivating all of us. Here's ABC's Will Gantz.
It's the pint-sized pep talk, motivating not only the Peterborough Pete's hockey team in Ontario, Canada.
Legends are made every day, and you could be one of the greats.
But millions online who have seen Cal Perk's electric locker room speech.
So we're gonna do whatever it takes to get the W.
6-year-old Coach Cal chosen to give the speech before the Pete's game against the Ottawa 67s.
We won't let those 67s get a win in our barn.
Coach Cal swapping his sharp suit for Christmas jammies to give us the play-by-play from his own perspective.
I was trying to get them pumped up. This felt awesome once we were cheering. I wanted them to get that pumped up, and they got the W. So that was one of my favorite parts. And
Cal saying he wasn't nervous over the weekend when he gave the speech because he's used to giving these kinds of pep talks to his own hockey team, practicing on the makeshift rink in his basement.
So tonight is the night we make it happen. Each one of us brings something to this team.
His inspiration for the speeches coming from just about everywhere.
Getting some song lyrics and like some words out of books and some of my things out of my speeches.
Now Coach Cal's love of the game, just as impressive as his knack for inspiring others.
What is your advice to people who want to wake up and get the W, whether it's on the ice or off of the ice?
You can be amazing. You just have to work hard for the W. You have to show them what it takes to get the W.
I asked Cal what he wants to be when he grows up. He says a hockey player, of course, and then he plans on retiring from the NHL at ages 43 or 45, specifically those two numbers, and then he'll become a coach or a general manager. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
It's so going to happen.
I know.
Plus the name, Cal Perk.
And Coach Cal.
Coach
Cal for short.
Yeah. And again, it seems like an old soul inside a little kid's body.
Yes, I love that. I love that he said you have to put in the work to get the W.
You do. Another amazingly composed 6-year-old.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, I don't think I was coaching people at 6 years old.
Well, I can't do as good as Cal can, but Steph, we're going to get you ready for the marathon, half marathon on Sunday. You're going to get the W. You can do it.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Not bad, Justin.
Coach Justin, thank
not
you.
You're as good as Cal's. Okay, you're going to have some good weather to run in. Mostly good weather there, Steph. Temperatures in the 60s Sunday morning, muggy, mild, light wind, not bad running weather, I suppose. And as we look forward in time, you know, it's pretty warm to start December. We look forward to December 8th through December 12th. This is the outlook, and the forecast is calling for above average temperatures. So it's probably going to stay warm even as we get into mid-December. If you were hoping for some sort of cool down, just not there. Of course, the big issue this morning is the fog. I will tell you, though, these numbers are slowly working their way into better territory. We're seeing 3¼ mile visibility at the airport. That is an improvement. Same story around Bernie Station, New Braunfels, Castroville. So the fog is lifting, and we'll see a lot better conditions here, I'd say, within the hour. There's a look at some of the TransGuide shots. 410 in New Braunfels. Some slow traffic there, but it's not because of the fog. Looks good from that angle. So as we look at the dense fog advisory, this does go until 10 a.m., but I think it will be allowed to expire at 10 o'clock this morning. There's the scene at the airport. 62, still reporting cloudy skies, calm winds, and temperatures are in the 60s around most of Bexar County. You get into the 50s as you get up towards Bernie. 55 Comfort, 53 right now in Kerrville. They had fog there this morning too. 59 right now in Hondo. 62 in Del Rio. Now that was a spot where the fog was not an issue, and they're dealing with just a few clouds at this hour. Dew points are in the 60s, so we have quite a bit of moisture in place. One of the reasons we saw fog this morning. But it's pretty much relegated to our area and the Texas coast, because you get to North Texas, the air is still really dry with dew points in the 20s and 40s. So the satellite picture shows we've got some high clouds moving in. We'll see those from time to time today, mixed with some sun. And the water vapor kind of shows the story here. It's a lot of action to our north, but just not here in Texas. And we've got a spin out west that's throwing some disturbances in our direction. So there's one bringing the high clouds today, and there's another little one behind it that will bring a small chance for rain tomorrow morning as it moves through. Here's how the computer models look. Partly cloudy skies today, as we mentioned, this is around 5 o'clock, but we'll fast forward to 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you'll notice we've got some showers popping up. And there could be some moderate rain in spots. This is trending a little wetter as we get towards midday, still some showers. But by the afternoon, I think it all moves out and we get some sun tomorrow afternoon. So the forecast calls for a high right around 76 today. Southerly winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow, 77. 20% chance of some showers early. 77 Saturday, 79 Sunday. Small chance for some showers Monday as the front moves through a little cooler. And another small chance on Wednesday. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. It's 9:54. What if lasers could be used to communicate through space? That's a theory that NASA is putting to the test. Tomorrow on GMSA at 9, a live interview with an expert from NASA who will be a part of launching their laser communications relay demonstration this weekend.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Got that, Davis here?
Wow.
Lasers.
Lasers.
Yes, you got to do the air quotes.
Laser.
Cowboys might need a laser tonight. They have lost 3 of the last 4. They're playing the New Orleans Saints. Remember, it's Thursday night football. Kickoff is at 7:20. They're playing in Nolans. Cowboys, once again, have lost 3 of 4. They will not have Terrence Steele, their offensive tackle, who's from San Antonio. Nation Wright is also out. Mike McCarthy, the head coach, he won't be there either because of the COVID protocol. So I think Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, is going to be like the head coach for the moment.
Does that make a difference?
I don't think it's going to make a difference. Dak Prescott will be the one making the difference. Here's the good news. CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper should be back on the sidelines tonight.
That's a big deal.
So,
that is good.
So that's a big deal. So once again, 7:20 is the kickoff. Saints have lost 4 straight. They got a different quarterback. Ron Hill is their quarterback tonight. Spurs tonight. So if you can stay up till 9 o'clock, you can start watching the Spurs, and then hopefully you'll stay up through the whole game. Maybe you'll fall asleep, maybe not. Damian Lillard is not playing for the Portland Trailblazers tonight, but they've won 10 in a row at home. So that's a team that's on the roll. Spurs start this 3-game road trip 2 in a row. So let's see if they can keep that up. They get a couple of guys back. Doug McDermott will be back, and so will Devin Vassell. They are probable, which means they will probably play tonight, or at least be in uniform. Remember, we mentioned Derek White. He's coming off that 24-point game against Washington, so he's on a little roll. So go home, get a nap, and get up and watch some. I mean, this is like Thursday night sports night. This is big. This is huge.
There's a lot going on.
Davis got a whole evening planned.
Well, I'm trying to help you all out so you can enjoy some Spurs and some Cowboys.
9 p.m.
So,
yeah, that's a big Western Conference test.
And then one more sport going on this weekend. It's the Rock and Roll Marathon. Sunday morning is a big run. It's 7:15. Is that what you said?
7:15.
All right, so good luck to all y'all runners.
The pep rally continues tomorrow.